So, bows versus bros?
Let me see.
And. What's good? This your boy Josh, and
This is Sanina.
welcome to Bows and Bros. We are excited that you are here to come see us today, and we got an exciting show for you today. We are actually talking about soul ties. So we
It's an interesting topic.
very interesting topic. So while we on the topic, you say what is it? What is a soul tie? So before I
Well,
give
we
that
got to
definition,
tell the people how we doing though.
do we? I guess we got.
Yeah, we got. They want to know how we doing. So, Josh, tell the people how you doing.
I'm doing good. I'm happy. Things are happening well for me. Work is good, so and busy. So
And he's in the land of the living.
land of the living. Amen. Come on, church.
Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
I'm glad to be doing this podcast too.
Okay.
And I'm excited about even though you're in my way at the moment,
Bless.
I'm excited to be doing this podcast. Move over.
Oh my God.
So I can feel free.
You're gonna have to feel in bondage for the next about 15, 20 minutes.
Oh.
Bless. All right.
Right, ready?
10-4. Yeah. So, Sanina. So we talking about soul ties.
Okay. So
What do you think a soul tie is? Or like your personal definition?
I think a soul tie. Sorry.
Bless.
I think a soul tie is like someone that you are like connected to deep down inside.
Deep down inside. Okay. All right. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So
What about you?
I think personally a soul tie is a person that you are connected with on another level, where you, what's the word I want to say? Not necessarily connected on another level, but you have a connection to a person that is somewhat unmatched.
That's true.
And when I say unmatched, sometimes it could be a good unmatch, could be a bad unmatch, but it's unmatched for someone, one reason or another.
That's true.
But see here, a definition
Okay.
of a soul tie.
It's Google definition.
Google, yeah, shout out to Google.
Shout out to Google.
Whenever a person is sexually involved with another person, there is neurological chemical changes. Oh no, I said that.
They're like, what does that word mean? Can we break it up?
I can't find that Google word.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
But anyway, it changes occur in both their brains to encourage limbic emotional bonding, like literally a connection once you are sexually connected with the person. Now, this is what this definition is saying. So literally,
Okay.
you have to have had sex with that person
To get a soul tie.
to get a soul tie.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like you can have a soul tie without sex, though.
Okay. So
Because if it's a connection, sometimes like a sexual connection
Right.
is not always like a connection.
So what?
Because
is-
you can have sex with somebody and not be connected.
So you saying that you're not getting a soul tie? You can have sex with somebody and not get a soul tie?
I think so. I think there are some people that you can mentally have sex with and you don't, mentally y'all don't click. So I think it's one of those things where like, I don't know. Like I don't think that every connection for a soul tie would be considered a sexual thing. I think it's more so depending on the mind of it.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because like, well, not because like,
Bless. What?
but what I will say, I feel there are incidents where you can have sex with someone and there's no connection. But it just might be good, but
Right.
there's no mental connection.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, you can have that. I guess that that bonding where it's just like, I feel like even when you have like a like a friends with benefits or like a situation where it's just casual sex, right? I still feel like there's some connection though. Like you see them differently. Like even if it is just in the wee hour of the mornings that you actually see them, per se. But I still feel like you have that bonding. You have something because when you see them out in public, you still, like, for me personally, like, even if it's that same situation, like, I see mine in public, I'll be like, you know, like, you still, like, I might not say, hey, I might not, whatever, depending on their situation, but it just be like, you have that connection and that bond. I mean, that's just me personally.
I can see that, but that's not me personally.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I guess it isn't typical for everybody.
I think it's different. Like, I think for me, for soul ties, like, I have to mentally be connected to you.
Okay.
Like, in order, because when I was reading up on soul ties, like, they talk about how, like, you fantasize seeing this person, how you're always thinking about this person, and you don't even have to have sex to fantasize about someone.
That's true.
So for me, it's like, I don't think it's necessarily a sex thing. I think it's just more a mental connection.
Okay. Well, when we talk about all the bad things, is there such thing as a healthy soul tie?
I don't think any soul tie is healthy.
Ooh.
Because I feel like a lot of times when we have soul ties, like, we're super connected to that person.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't know how to maneuver without them. Like, everything has to be with them. We have to see if they're okay with everything. If they're going to like this. And I don't know. I don't think there's healthy soul ties.
Okay.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, your soul can be fine. But with a tie, if you think about it, you literally tying it up.
Right.
So sometimes those things get, to get, like, they won't come apart. Your shoestring won't come apart.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things where it's just like, I just don't think that
soul tie can't be. Well, see, this is what I thought, right? So what if I could say it like, what if it's a church, right, where you come and you have this soul tie is what I call it, right? Because all we really up until this point have defined it as just a deep connection, for the most part. What if I have a deep connection to my church? Is there such thing as a soul tie to a pastor?
I think it's more so a soulmate.
But no, I'm not even talking about like in the I want to date you stance. Like,
no, and soulmate is not always dating. So you have soulmates, friend soulmates, like where you can talk about anything.
Right.
You guys, pretty much can do anything. So even with a pastor, it's like you can have a soulmate pastor. I think when you solidify it as a soul tie, you're like in bondage.
Ooh.
So it's just one of those things where it's just like you have to be able to decipher if this is an actual soulmate situation or a soul tie. But that's just my personal belief.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. I ain't no doctor or nothing.
Yeah. But it's your opinion, and that's what matters. And you out there,
tell us what you think.
Facts. Leave it in the comment section. Send us a DM. We love to have those interactions on our page, and so other people can see that as well. Because again, we're not the only people that have this opinion. So but while moving on,
because even right here, sorry, Josh, but look, when I was reading up on like soul ties, it was saying that soul ties are like obsessing about the person in your thoughts, particularly during the daytime, dreaming about that person or waking up and thinking about them regularly. Imagine or hearing a person's voice in your head. That's too much. That is too much.
That is too much.
All day long thinking about the same person, dreaming and waking up about that person, that's too much to me. That's too much.
So do you feel like it's too much because you can't get anything else done because of that? Or is it just like you're so focused on that, that's why it's an issue?
I think it's more so like, okay, so if you have a soul tie and you're always thinking about someone, let's say that other person is not always thinking about you. And you wind up...
But that's an assumption. You don't know. What if they are thinking about you? I mean, is it rare? For sure. But in the rare case it is, that they think about you as much as, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. Maybe I haven't really had any good experience with soul ties.
I feel like maybe it's just a lot to chance. That's how I feel about that situation. Like, it's really not anything consistent you can do with a soul tie. Because however you feel, like at that particular moment, like if y'all hate each other, that soul tie makes it worse of a situation. If y'all love each other, it makes it so much of a better of a situation. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like in a sense. So I don't know. I really just feel like that's still situational, but I still feel like there's times that, like, yeah, granted, it may be that 1%, right? But at the same time, I really feel like there's still that moment or that possibility that this could be connection in a whole nother stance because of that soul tie. You know what I'm saying? But that's
I
just
could
me
see
personally.
that. I could see that.
Granted, now I will say that when I did research this, I did not find anything saying anything about a healthy soul tie. That was something.
Yeah, that's what I'm
strictly-
saying.
Yeah,
Soul ties are not healthy.
yeah. So 3 reasons unhealthy soul ties take place. All right, number 1, people are misinformed and therefore convinced that sex is strictly a single-dimensional physical act with no emotional or spiritual connections. Yet after sex, they find themselves mysteriously longing for that person they may not even like. That's tough.
But it's so true. It is so true.
Go ahead. Keep going.
It is so true. You know, you sometimes like you find yourself like dealing with certain people, and it's like before it's like I'm not really interested. I'm fine. But then all of a sudden, when things shift, it's like,
Right.
what you doing?
Like, what's going on? Like, what's that? Lady in the midnight
Yeah.
hour.
Did you ever say the next part?
Right.
That is so true,
It
though.
changes to a different song.
It
after that
does,
line,
but it's so true. That's why you should wait. Okay, not you should, but I feel like with certain things, I mean, you should possibly wait until you get married. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all grown. We're going to do what we want to do.
Right.
But it just brings so much emotions that it's like sometimes unnecessary. And you find yourself like being with someone or dating someone that you really don't like, but because you have that sexual tension or sexual, feelings towards them, it's like, oh, I can deal with it.
Right.
But then when y'all stop and you look at him or her, whoever it is, you're like, oh my God, why'd I do that?
All right, so number 2.
But what about you, Josh? What do you feel about number 1? Let's talk to the people. What do you feel?
It's tough because
It's always tough.
it's always tough. But I really feel like for me personally, it happens a lot more for men. I feel
What
like
do you mean?
I feel like it's more watered down for men. I feel like men end up getting with women that they don't necessarily like all the time. Sometimes
Why is that?
Sometimes it's about the chase. Sometimes it's, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's situational based. I'm not saying every man is like this. I'm just speaking from different views of the man, per se. Because you have that man that go to the club every weekend and they pick up the girls and they smash whatever and they continue moving on and they have no plans to date. They have no plans to see you at another time. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all men need to stop.
Stop. I mean, some women don't be on that too, though.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody needs that.
But what's crazy in the world now, I feel like it's shifting because I feel like at one point it wasn't like that. It used to be like only the men would do that, but now the women are kind of doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially with more women becoming professional, and not saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the fact that now there are less men for you to take part of as far as dating wise, because why would you want to date somebody less than you? Now it's different if you have a chemistry or if you have a bond, but most people, you meet somebody, and let's just say you're a millionaire and then you meet somebody that work at Burger King, like granted, nobody is I'm discriminatory, but then it's just like once y'all start dating and start noticing like they ain't on your same level, and you talking about starting new businesses and stocks and bonds, and they like they just trying to pay rent next month. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different mindset, and so sometimes like even going into like the unequally yoked kind of conversation, right? And that goes back to the soul tie. I feel like that's draining in a sense. If you with somebody that you end up having that soul tie with, and it's tough, and then you end up moving forward with your life or whatever, and it's like, man, I can't though. What can I do? Because this person that I'm connected with, I really don't want to be connected with. But at the same time, it's like, how do I walk away from that? I can't just not let them do their thing. I know what they're gonna do. They've done it multiple times before.
I don't think that, but I don't think that has anything not anything, but I don't think that that's a soul tie. I think that's more so immature
Really?
issue, because if you know that you really don't want to be with someone, why would you stay, or why would you keep?
I mean, but see, that's the thing. That's the logical portion, right? Right. Logically, right. That makes sense. Why would you do that?
But I feel like
what you're saying is that's not, a lot of people do that though. A lot of people mess around and get married to these people that they really don't like,
and then be messing up people's lives.
right? And then what happens? You know what I'm saying? Like there's people that live double lives.
Ooh.
That's the people that really be on that wave of things. So that's why I'm saying, like, so, and all because of a soul tie. Sometimes it could have been rooted in that. It started out and it's like, man, well, it's because of the kids. It's not really because of the kids, because you can co-parent. That's not a thing. And I mean, that's still a very, quite a few parents actually co-parent in 2021. But at the same time, sometimes it's about that connection. Like, man, I don't know what to do. If you've been with a person 15, 20 years.
Oh yeah, I think that's different.
Well, not even, okay, so there's people that's been together 10 years, 10 to 13 years. 15 years, whatever the case is, right?
Still don't know.
And it's tough to walk away, because it's like you've built a life with this person. You built a connection with this person. That's hard to walk away from. And that's the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? That you may not like them, but you've connected and built so much at the same time. Like, granted, I might not like you, but now because of us having sex, now we had a baby, and now we got a house, and now we got dual car payments. And now, why? Because now that's hard to walk away from. When you've established so much with a person you have no connection with. Sometimes, and I feel like foolish decisions when in that little mid ground is what creates that issue. And so taking to soul ties, somebody may not actually like. So
I can see that.
I feel you. So reading on, the second reason unhealthy soul ties takes place, a person, and I'm reading this, I want everybody to know I am reading this. A person, usually the woman, gives him or herself sexually to someone expecting that their intensely intimate act of intercourse would create a bond that would lead to deeper levels of commitment in their relationship. But soon as she discovers that her sexual partner was taken advantage of, her need of intimacy, and used her for vulnerability merely to have sex. Of course, this leads to a person being emotionally and spiritually bonded to somebody they deeply resent.
That's absolutely, positively correct. Absolutely. Because, and the sad thing about this one is men do this all the time. Like, and women too, because, for women it's like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it, and then possibly, something might transpire with that. But then it's like the women are always left like wondering,
right, what happened,
or guessing, and it's like no one communicates. So I absolutely positively agree.
Ooh, yeah, I agree too. I think that,
and I feel like it's unfair of you men to do those things. You need to stop it right now. Stop it.
Right. I mean, I agree. It is definitely unfair, but that's usually how it works. It's like the woman thinks that if I give my body to this man, right? Because it's never the man you don't want. It's always the one that's like, I really like this dude, but there's some serious major issues or some red flags or some stuff that's like you don't want to talk about, whatever case may be. And it's like, I don't even want to bring it up. I just want, because I'm happy right now. And I feel like that's something that people have this temporary happiness and think that this is going to go for long term, and it doesn't.
And it doesn't.
And it does, and it's all because maybe if I open myself up, maybe if I do have sex with this person, they'll come and look at me different. They'll come call me different. They'll come text me different. But the reality is, the person that you are with or trying to get with or whatever, that they are before sex, they're probably the most pursuing. The guy per se is the most pursuing before he's had sex with you.
Yes, that's so true. And then after it's like
you ghost, and it's easy to ghost. It's easy to go. That's we can do a whole show about ghosting.
Yeah, I okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like it. Ooh, this is gonna sound real bad, but it's
Ooh,
like that situation served its purpose. And now that purpose is done. And then what do you do? Because guys think
that is so wrong.
That is wrong.
Oh my God.
But quite a few guys think that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I think that way currently, because I've definitely been through some things that have helped change my life and help rethink and reshape how I view women, how I view their feelings. But I definitely, at one point in my life, I definitely remember like doing so much. Let's go on dates. Let's do this. I'm calling you every day. I'm texting you all the time. I'm doing all this stuff. And got ideas about romantic things, all sorts of stuff. And then as soon as we had sex, it's like, yeah, that's cool. But,
you guys probably need a deeper
tough.
connection. And then sometimes like men, okay, so sometimes with sex, like you have to get to know people's like movements and understand their body. And men are so impatient to go through the process unless you find that one that's like, I'm gonna go through that process. Cause if you're just having sex with someone like for one time or twice or whatever, you don't know them.
Right.
So you might know them on a friend level or whatever, but your body is still trying to get used to a different person. And so it's just one of those things where like that rule, or that explanation is so wrong because men are so impatient with going through the process. Like you have, it's not
because it's too easy nowadays.
And that's the crazy thing.
Because the thing is, it's like, if you don't want to do it, I know somebody who will.
Yeah, see that's
the mentality right now. It's just like, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm not going to change who I am. I'll just go find somebody who is going to.
But I think it's even bigger than if you don't want to do it. It's like sometimes I feel like it's, well, you didn't do it the way I wanted you to do it. Ooh. So I'm gonna move on. But it's like you gotta wait because you guys have never experienced one another. So you just like press pause and be patient.
But that's, I get it. But then it's just like, so when is the moment that you say, you know what, this isn't worth it?
What's the immaturity?
The immaturity of the impatientness, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's why, I really feel like that's why women love older men. It's just my opinion. I feel like that's a thing always because younger women think that when older men won't pressure them, that it'll be okay, that it might in due time. And not only, and why is that? Because older men are usually more settled, right? Usually.
And stuck in their ways, right?
But I feel like that's worse.
Why you say that?
I'm sorry, it's like the connection for the woman, because you end up connecting with somebody that can give you a little bit more than what you're used to having, as far as like with the older guy versus the younger guy. And then this older guy shows you all this stuff, and you know what I'm saying, he has a little bit more money, he has a little bit more time, and then what does he do? What happens when he cuts you off? That's tough.
That's hard.
That's tougher.
I think it's tough for any of them, young or old, especially because women are so like vulnerable and emotional, and they look for that connection. They look for that experience. And so a lot of times when you feel like, okay, this possibly could work, or we can keep trying or whatever, and it doesn't happen, it's more so like, it can be a little like, it can be two things. It can be devastating, number one, if you're emotionally in tune with them, or it can be mind controlling. Because you're always thinking like, okay, well, what did I do? Because men don't really communicate as well as they should.
Mind controlling.
So it can be like, oh shoot, so it can just be like really like, okay, what did I do? Did I do this right? You play things back in your head. So I think it just depends.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. I guess I can go with that.
You don't have a choice because that's women.
Oh my God.
You don't have a choice.
But not all women, I don't feel like I like that. I don't know.
Women are all like this.
Okay.
But a lot of them, let me tell you, because I am a woman, I know the faces of us.
All right.
We sometimes will put up this exterior wall, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And pretend like that we're good. We're fine. We can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
But deep down inside, no. Because if we put our mind to something and we say this is what we want to do and this is who we want to do it with, and it doesn't necessarily go the way we possibly plan, there is a battle within our minds. But we're not going to show him.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to, do the most with him because we're not running after nobody.
We is too many people. Because there are a lot of women that still will chase. For sure. I mean,
Immature?
No, not even that though. You have some women who are tired. Some women who are tired of chase. They're tired of trying to find that new person. They're tired of trying to look for that new boo. They're tired of saying, what's your favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
Get tired of saying, what's your favorite food? Some of them get tired and say, look, you know what? I think I'm going to actually pursue this one. And then I'm going to, now, is it the right way? Because I think that leads into the whole, women proposing to their man, which I feel like when you take certain things and roles reverse, I feel like you take certain powers away.